I think the first look test, and we were like, okay, so we have Ranvijay and Geetanjali. We have the whole universe. We can play around whatever we want with Animal Park. After the sequence, I'm like, like I'm crying. I'm crying in real, right? And I've slapped him. I'm screaming. The chaos is happening. And I go to Ranbir and I'm like, was that okay? I was fully surprised. I was like, whoa, what happened to me? For me, it's the last 7 years has been work and only work. Then it became like the Karnataka crush. And then it became the South India crush. And now they call me the national crush. And I just came out of the song that I was shooting for Pushpa 2. And I was just like, how are you guys thinking about this? How are you guys creating it? Pushpa 1, when I watch now, I'm like, oh my God, okay, buckle up, woman, you need to do better.
Yeah. Hi guys, this is Imesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us Rashmika Mandanna, who just tasted massive success in Animal. Welcome to Pinkvilla, Rashmika. It's lovely having you here.
Lovely seeing you, yeah?
Same here. Now my first question to you, it has been 1 month and 20 days since the release of Animal. How has it been since the release? And do you recall your entire journey on the film from the time Sandeep sir first narrated you the film till now, where you are celebrating the humongous success?
Right, of course. Of course, I remember every bit of it because this journey has been sort of fascinating, least to say, because the first call I got was in fact from my producers from Pushpa.
Okay.
Because I had met Sandeep sir on the success meet of Pushpa, like success party of Pushpa. So right after, there was some other time I met sir, but after that was Pushpa. And then I think sir wanted to reach out and he spoke to my 3 producers. And I think Ravi Garu sort of like told me that Sandeep sir is, looking to get in touch with you. And then I remember just calling him up and talking to him, and he was talking to me about Animal. And like for me, I wanted to work with Sandeep, and there was Ranbir, and there was Anil sir. There was like this whole cast which was already casted.
Yeah.
And I was casted like 10 days before the film was starting to roll. Yeah. So I was fascinated with everything that I had heard. And I remember, I think there was, we didn't have that much time to sort of like prep on and all of that, like we didn't have 1-2 months, we just had 10 days. So there was this time where they called us for the look test, and that was the first time I, sort of like saw Ranbir in real, because I'd never seen him before. And I remember us trying to figure if Ranbir and I would sort of like look good, because I'm from the South and he's, of course, Ranbir, and we were just trying to sort of like figure out. And I think the first look test, and we were like, okay, so we have Ranvijay and Geetanjali, so this is pretty sorted. And then things came about to sitting on rehearsals with the lines and discussing the scenes, and bringing a little more of the different experiences each one of us had in our lives, and like how we perceived this character and all these small things, So it just went in all these sequences and then came to the rolling of the film. I think the first thing we shot for in the film was the engagement scene.
Okay.
Yeah, like the whole terrace scene was the first
That's
thing.
One of my favorite scenes of the film. That's the first time when we get to see the dark side or the animal side of Ranbir.
Yeah. It's fun. It was mad fun. And that was pretty much the first sequence I think we started off with. And then it was just 2-3 days of shoot, and we went to Manali. Yeah, we went to Manali, and the song was in the first few days of shoot also. So then it just carried on.
But how was it working with Ranbir?
Working with Ranbir, I think sort of like it's so amazing how you work with such actors whose work ethics are so different, and the personalities are so different that you learn so much along the way. And with Ranbir, it was like, of course, I've seen his movies and like I've seen so many of his movies. So for me, it was like, okay, the actor. And then there you go, you interact with him, and then you sort of realize that, dude, like, he's genuinely a really nice man, So there was a lot of things that I picked up as an actor, and there was a lot of questions that I would throw at him, because I'd be like, I want to know this and I want to know that. How do you do this? How do you do that? But he would have patience to sit and explain me the whole situation. But it was amazing. I'm really happy, and I'm really, it was a privilege to work with him. So.
And Rashmika, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are among the youngest actresses to have a 900 crore global film under your kitty. How does that box office number feel?
Oh, I did not think about that. I don't know, man. Like, for me, like, there was this time where all of us from the cast was sitting around, and before the release of the film, of course, and we were all like, what do you think the number of the film is going to be?
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to make? They're going to make 100, 500? What is the maximum that we can think of? And then I think all of us were like sort of like leaning towards 500 max or like 500 plus, you know? And then we were like, you know what, in the end, it's audiences ka film. You don't have, like, we've made a good film and we've been honest when we're doing it, and we've worked on it the best way that we possibly could. But now it's genuinely left to the audience and the people. And when it came and how it came, and it was humongous. And like every time, like, I've gotten messages and calls from people that, like, I hadn't spoken to since school.
Wow.
all my schoolmates have called and they're like, dude, you an animal. And I was like, wow, okay, so you do watch movies.
It has reached out to the least common denominator everywhere.
And it was amazing. I have to mention this, how I've been a part of a lot of movies in the South and here, but it was so amazing how I had these people come and tell me that, we want to watch Animal, but I'm going to take 15 of my friends and go watch it together. Okay. And that is something that I hadn't heard in a really long time. I was like, okay, so this is a film where people are going as a gang to watch it. And I love that feeling, where you can go with your friends and your family and you can just like have a blast while watching the film. And it was that film, and I was like, wow, man, that's just amazing.
And Animal ends with a promise of Animal Park. What have been your discussions with Sandeep sir on that?
Sandeep sir, of course, he's sitting on Spirit next before he gets into Animal Park, is what, we had sort of like spoken about. And he's told me sort of like the ideas that he has for Animal Park, and it's very, like, that man just functions differently. I don't know how he thinks or what he eats or what he does. But with first Animal 1, you see, okay, this is what the audience like. This is what we like showing the audience. This is the story that we want to maintain. And now we have the whole universe. We can play around whatever we want with Animal Park. So it's exciting. And the things that he's told me, of course, it's too like baby of a line to sort of like, he's like, man, I'm going to have a blast in Animal Park. And he is that man who just enjoys making films.
Yeah, he goes by his conviction.
And he's not a man who's trying to convince or sort of like, please anyone to do anything. He's just like, this is a story I want to say, and he sticks by it. He doesn't really change according to what people want him to change. So it's
true.
I love that. I think that man should be protected, and he has to be like that for the rest of his life. It'll be amazing.
Yeah. And Rashmika, there was a sequence in the trailer which garnered reaction. And when people saw the film, the trailer scene was in isolation. And when people saw the film, there was a complete different reaction which came to that scene, because people said that it's one of the most tender moments of Animal. From the reactions to the trailer to the reactions the sequence got in the film, what was your mind space like through that phase? And was it a sense of victory when people came and said, "Oh, we were too soon to judge it"? Because in the film, it looks like a brilliant prolonged sequence.
Yeah. No, because I think I always knew what the sequence was fully about. So for me, when the trailer came about, and I knew that the trailer was it's a trailer of a film. It's not the whole film.
Yeah.
So the trailer has to say what is the subtext of the whole film that we're trying to show.
Yeah.
Right? So I knew that even if it sort of gotten all these mixed reviews or mixed reactions, I knew what the end thing was. So for me, it wasn't really oh my God, what are they saying? For me, it was guys, I'm glad that you're actually talking about it, because some or the other way, you're still talking about the film and you're talking about the trailer, which we actually want you to do. But on the other sense, I was okay, people have spoken so much about it. Now people are going to be, looking forward to what actually it is.
Yeah.
And when I got this reaction of, dude, that's by far the best performance of, anything that you've done so far. Yeah. And I knew it, because it's crazy how whilst doing that particular sequence, I remember telling Sandeep also, because the whole sequence was one take.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was a lot of moving and it wasn't predictable. I didn't know what I was going to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't okay, this minute you smile, this minute you cry. It wasn't that. He was just feel it. Yeah. When someone goes through something like this, how would you react? And I remember this, between an action and cut, I don't remember anything what happened in the sequence. I just can't process, because there was so much, and I think my brain was just going out in a blank. And I've never said it outside because I couldn't really talk about the sequence before the film release. But now, since it's all out there, I genuinely could not remember between an action and a cut. And it was, I think, 7 to 8 to 9 minutes long. Yeah. And I'm blank. So after the sequence, I'm I'm crying. I'm crying in real, right? And I've slapped him. I'm screaming. The chaos is happening. And I go to Ranbir and I'm was that okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Sandeep sir, is that okay? I don't remember. Can I just see? Or something like that. It was a freaking chaos. But we finished it in I think half a day.
Okay.
This one sequence. Okay. Because you can't keep doing it again, but at the same time, it's not predictable. So you have to get in 2, 3 max. And then we just moved on. Oh. And I loved it. I was at that moment, I was oh, so this is the high of being an actor. You don't get this every time. Yeah. People don't write sequences like this every time. You don't get to perform something like this every time. So I was I'm so glad that I did this movie. And I'm so glad that I got this sequence and I did it. And I'm so glad and proud of myself for the first time that I did it this way.
True.
So I'm just okay.
Even you were surprised when
I was fully surprised. I was whoa, what happened to me? But that's the thing about, experience, or maybe that's the thing about
being an actor.
And having this wonderful actor, co-actor like this, and a wonderful director who's just dude, this is your playground. Yeah. Go play however you want this scene to be. Yeah. And that's I think that's one of the most amazing things as an actor that you can get.
Rashmika, if we look at the post-pandemic world, 2 of the best music albums which have actually entered the pop culture are Animal and Pushpa. And you have been a part of both of them. What role does music play in your life? And how do you look at this? Shrivalli is there everywhere. Same way Hua Main, Satranga, those songs are there everywhere.
Now, I just keep telling this to anyone who I work with, any of my directors or actors, even as a discussion, that I take music or the songs of the film to be the USP of the film, because that's the first thing you sell.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing audience see, the creative side of the film. And that's the first thing, there's a relationship and a bond created between an audience to the film.
Yeah.
So I think music is the first card that you put out there. And for me, being like given, or people have given such amazing music to me, and I've just been grateful for it, man, because music can last for many years. You'll just hear the song. Generations. And you'll just hear this song and you'll be like, oh, you remember that movie? Or you remember this song, dance and all of that. So I feel like music is one of the most important things as an actor, for a film. Yeah. And in general.
And from Kirk Party till now, how do you view your journey? By the way, I love Kirk Party.
Oh yeah?
I've seen it.
Oh, lovely.
Long back, and it's
lovely. For me, it's the last 7 years has been work and only work.
Yeah.
But I'm just really privileged in that sense to have started in Kannada industry and then being able to work in Telugu industry and Tamil industry and now in Hindi industry. So I feel like audience or my family, exterior family, that's how I like calling them, have given me this love and sort of I feel a sense of security now.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're all there to look after me.
Yeah.
And I feel privileged that people are accepting me, and I can't be more grateful, man. It's like, think about it, from Kirik Party to Anjani Putra to Chamak, that's all my Kannada films, and then to Chalo to Geeta Goindam. Yeah. So it's like I've sort of like done all these films, and every film that I've done, there's a lot more audience watching it, and they like it, they don't like it, that's their own opinion and perspective, but I'm still here, and I'm like, they're my bread and butter. Like today, it's because of their love and their acceptance that I get to feed my family, so I'm really grateful for that.
And through the journey, you also became the national crush. Even before you did any Hindi film, there were people who were talking about you, your smile, everything. What was that? How were you reacting then when everyone was calling you the national crush and the social media went crazy with the smiling pictures and everything? What was it like for you?
I think bottom line is that is the love and acceptance that I was just talking about. Because I don't know if a lot of people get that, and I'm one among like a very few people, and I'm conscious of it. I've not been like, okay, I'm getting it because I deserve it. No, it's like there's some connection between us. There's some bond that has been created between us, and I'm really grateful. So today, when they say the national crush, it's sort of like it has a history by itself, honestly. Because in Kirik Party, there was this, okay, she's our crush.
Yeah.
So then it became like the Karnataka crush. And then it became the South India crush. And now they call me the national crush. So there's been a little growth. Yeah, the growth and the journey with that itself. But it's special. And I feel like as long as my family or my audience want me here, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to like work the hardest every day without complaining, and I'm going to make them proud.
And Rashmika, we all have a person from the film fraternity whom we reach out to for advices. As in actors, actors. Who is that person for you whom you reach out to when you are maybe confused about the films you want to do, or confused in any aspect?
Right. Well, luckily, life is turned out in such a way that they say you cut out all the fat and you're just like, you're made a different person by the end of the journey. Like that, it's, for me, somehow life has just been so kind where people have just discarded people who don't really contribute good into my life. And I have these amazing teams that I work with who sort of like look at every move that I do and they're like, okay, this is good, this is bad. And they're not always yes people. They give their opinion and I take what I want and I discard what I don't like. And which is not me, because I really like staying real and I don't like all the, like whatever that is. I can't even term it. But as a friend in the industry, if I were to mention a couple, in the South, of course, I have like Kalyani is a really good friend. Vijay, of course. Anand is a really good friend. I have Basha, who is a really good friend. So all of us from, that's home. And here, if I were to mention, I would say Sandeep and Ranbir are my really good friends. As in friends that I've made. But I don't really interact with a lot of people in Hindi. So it's starting up now.
Of course, it will slowly.
It will slowly.
And you're shooting for Pushpa 2. How has that journey been on Pushpa 2 given that? And what is it like to shoot for a sequel of such a massive film which has mannerisms, the love story, everything has become a part of everyone's life. Every wedding has a song, Shrivalli, all the songs. So
it's like, I can promise you that Pushpa 2 is going to be so much bigger. And because we have given some madness with Pushpa 1 as we have, Pushpa 2 is all the way more, we have a lot more responsibility, but at the same time, we know that people are very conscious of what they expect of the film. And we are like constantly and consciously trying to deliver that, and I just came out of the song that I was shooting for Pushpa 2 and I was just like, how are you guys thinking about this? How are you guys creating it? And like everyone are so driven to make a good film that people are just going all out. Like all of us are just going all out and we're just enjoying the process. And I think it's not just like, it's a story that never ends. You can make anything of it. You can lead it any which way that you want. So it's fun. It's like a game. It's like, you're just playing and you're just trying, trial. It's amazing.
Correct. But, when we talk of music and all, music and as also the characters, is there any pressure on you when you're doing?
For me? With Pushpa? Luckily not, because Pushpa 1, when I watch now, I'm like, oh my God, okay, buckle up, woman, you need to do better. But I know that my character in Pushpa 2 is a lot thought about and better in a lot of ways. So I'm really excited. In fact, I'm not nervous or I'm not, there's no pressure. It's just me as an actor, because I've grown so much over the last 1-2 years that I am able to deliver so much better. And that's exciting me. That's giving more confidence to my team and that's giving more confidence to me. And I'm really excited. I'm really wanting to do good work.
And you're also doing a film with Dhanush and Nagarjun sir. How exciting is that collab? It's
very. I've again wanted to work with Dhanush sir so much because I feel like he is a performer to the core, and like I feel like when you work with such amazing performers, you have to improve. And you will improve. And I'm excited because I know that I'm going to learn a lot from him and I'm going to pick up a lot and get better at my craft. And it has like Shekhar sir is directing it, and the story that he's told me, I'm just like, I really have to be a part of this. I really want to tell this story. So it's exciting. We're starting to shoot in the next month.
Okay.
So I look forward to it.
Perfect. And lastly, what next in Hindi for you? What are the kind of projects that you want to associate with in?
So really, really exciting film that I'm shooting for right now, which is Chhaava. it's shooting, and I'll be done with it in a couple of days, and it's really exciting, and that's a very periodic setup, and that's something which I have been wanting to do all my life, and I am getting to do it right now. And again, with Chava also, I just got out of a song.
Okay, so, wow.
I'm shooting a lot of songs and really good songs. But that's a very exciting film as well. It has Vicky in it, and Lakshman sir is directing it. And again, it's all good films, and different sort of madness, different sort of chaos. And like one day when you're shooting Srivalli and you're doing, Esubai, and again you're going and doing a girlfriend, which is like, a subtle character. It's just like, my brain is like, okay, now how do I process this?
Yeah.
But it's amazing. I love it.
So basically, we have lots in the pipeline from your end across the industry.
Always.
Yes. On that note, thank you so much. It was lovely speaking to you, and wish you all the best for everything.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me a time. Hi everyone, this is Rashmika Mandanna, and you're watching me on Pinkvilla.